With that being said, Brooke, it's great to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute after the show today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you too.
You bet. So let's begin our journey before we get into your world of real estate and what you're doing. Probably one of the most tumultuous things we lived through in the last 5 or 6 years was the pandemic.
That was when kind of my whole life took a full on change. I had been going through a divorce. Um, I had been working for a men's skincare line, Jack Black, based out of Texas for 15 years. I was doing sales and I was also a trainer for them. And even before COVID, it started shifting, and a lot of people weren't going into these accounts and actually shopping in store. They were shopping online. And so it was slowly starting to shift. And then COVID happened, and it was like, okay, we really just don't have a position for you anymore. And I was like, oh my goodness, not only am I going through a divorce that's taking a million years, it seems. But now I've lost my job. I'm a single mom of three daughters. And now what am I going to do? So my boyfriend at the time was like, you should go into real estate. And I was like, huh, yeah, that I yeah, let's do it. So I just literally quickly shifted, went into, real estate mode, and it's been the one of the biggest blessings for me, to be honest.
So the one thing about real estate is there's so many different angles that go into it. But if you were to boil down what you do on a daily basis for a 12-year-old at career day, one of the kids asks you, "What do you do for a living?" How do you
Yeah.
answer them?
Oh goodness. So my day to day is honestly, so I work in new construction. Um, and my day to day consists of, I will follow up with people, update them on their home progress. I'm talking to agents, sometimes talking people off the ledge because maybe something's happened and they're like, oh no, the world is ending. Because buying a home is it's a roller coaster of emotions. So you kind of have to just understand those ups and downs with buyers, with agents, with everybody, even just with construction itself. Like right now in Kansas City, it's been freezing cold. So we've had some setbacks there, and not everybody is out working, understandably, because it's been so darn cold.
Yeah.
So, really, my day to day just consists of like, I'm constantly on the phone, email, checking on things with construction agents, buyers. It's not glamorous, but I do love it.
Yeah.
Some days I'm like, okay, I think, why am I doing this? Because some days it's not so great, but it's me, and I'm pretty much by myself most of the day, to be honest with you, with the construction guys. So I'm just kind of always checking in on things and making sure everything's going smoothly.
So what did you want to be when you were at that age at career day? What was your dream gig? What did you want to become when you grew up?
I actually wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be an interior designer. And I did go to school for art.
Yeah.
Um, it's still a huge passion of mine, but honestly, I don't do it often enough. If even, who am I fooling? I hardly ever get to do it, but I do love art. I like to draw. I like to paint. Yeah, back then. I was entering, all of my art projects and all of these different things all around the world. And I actually had won a couple of things. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to be this well-known artist, which is not who I am today.
So how did we get here? Take me back to your beginnings. We've established we're in Kansas City. Where are you from originally?
Well, I lived most of my life in Kansas.
Okay.
Yep. I went to high school in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Okay.
I moved to Kansas City right out of high school, and then I lived in Arizona for a while too, and then it brought me back to Kansas City. So
Okay. So
yeah.
let me ask you this. What were the early seeds that were planted that made you want to get into art and that eventually led to sales and then getting into real estate? How did this evolve into your career right now?
Oh gosh. So art, honestly, it was just I I've always been like very creative as a child. I love to I was such a tomboy too. I was always building things with my dad.
Yeah.
If I wasn't building like a bird feeder, I was going hunting or something. I think my dad secretly wished I was a boy. So I was a huge tomboy. But I also loved art too. So I would literally just have a sketchbook and I would sit outside for hours. We had this tree outside of our house that I don't know how many times I drew that darn tree. But I just love to sit for hours, honestly, and I'd watch Bob Ross.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids that would wake up like on Saturday morning and watch Bob Ross for
Yep.
hours and be mesmerized. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so that started super young for me. And then as far as sales, my mom actually was in food sales. She worked for Cisco for gosh, a long time.
Hmm.
And it was always hearing her on the phone. And I actually, once I got to the point of where I was driving, I would help her and I would go drop off things to her clients and do stuff for her. And truthfully, it's funny because I say I would listen to my mom, but my mom was always so frustrated and so upset that I don't know what part of my head was like, I should go into sales because my mom always made it seem like it was one of the most frustrating experiences ever, but
Yeah.
she was super successful at it. So she did really well in sales. And then I basically, after I went to school, I started freelancing as a makeup artist, and I would go around. I worked for some high-end lines, and I would have always just naturally loved to talk to people and to just spend time with people. I'm one of those people where you might meet me in the grocery store, and I'm like, hey, like, and I'll just start talking to you.
Hmm.
And I'm sure people are like, what is she talking to me for? But I've just kind of always naturally struck up conversations with people I don't really know. And I've always naturally had people come to me over the years and tell me things where I'm like, oh, I'm not sure why they're telling me this, but I've always been like a lending ear.
Yeah.
So I just feel like my personality and maybe the things I went through growing up has brought me into just being more personable and um, I have a huge amount of, compassion and empathy for people. So I feel like sometimes I get a little too intertwined in my buyers and, I take things to heart that they might be going through, but I think in a way that's also a good thing too, because I'm able to really relate to people. So I feel like sales and that part of me works well together.
So, who's been a hero? Who's been an inspirational force for you in your life?
Honestly, I would say my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad he's like my biggest cheerleader. My dad he's like a big mush ball over me and my sister. So, he's just a great guy, like one of the nicest humans you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And he's just always been supportive in every way, shape, and form. So,
So, let me ask you this. When you decided that you wanted to get into real estate, what was that
yeah.
first sell like? The first home you sold, what was that like?
Oh, I mean, it was a lot of things. Like I was slightly terrified because I was still learning, and it was like I wanted to make sure that my buyers were having a good experience, but I also, you know, even though I was new, I didn't want it to feel like I was new. You know what I mean? So, um, I tried anything and everything just to like if I had something come up, I had a couple of people that I would call and be like, okay, what exactly is this? What do I need to do? Can you help me? So I had a couple of people in the beginning guide me through, which was super helpful,
Yeah.
gave me more confidence. But then as I slowly started, getting more sales, helping more people, getting comfortable, it's just like it's so natural to me now. Like I feel like if you met me, I might be annoying because all I do is talk real estate and I don't talk much of anything else. Um, So everyone's always like, you should get a hobby because I talk real estate all the time.
So
So,
what do you like the best about Kansas City? What is it about not only living here, but doing this work and getting people their dream home in Kansas City?
I mean, Kansas City's a great place to live, honestly. We have a lot to offer. It's not a huge city, but like we have all these little areas. We have great restaurants. I'm a huge foodie, so I love trying new restaurants. We have a ton of great locally owned businesses, which I love supporting too. We just have a really good dynamic, I think, between not only like style of homes, but different little areas of the city, food, restaurants, nightlife. We have a lot to offer.
So as I said earlier on, I've bought houses before. I've had a couple realtors, and I realize how much work they do. Not only do you have one client, you have multiples, and there's calls, and there's all this going on. What is
Yeah.
it that motivates you every day to kind of be in that level of high activity? What is when that alarm clock goes off, what do you look forward to? What motivates you to not only do this work at a high level, but to take care of your own soul?
Um, Honestly, my biggest motivation is my kids. I have three daughters, and I've been a single parent for a long time. And I think not only just as like a woman in business, but I think it's important just overall for women to, thrive and to be successful. And that's something that I wholeheartedly would love for my kids in life. And so I always try to be a good role model for them.
So I want to get back to art. What's been one of your favorite museums or artists or paintings that you've witnessed?
Oh gosh. So I used to love Georgia O'Keeffe,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if you're familiar with her,
Uh-huh.
but she does a lot more with florals. I still do love her, but Georgia O'Keeffe is amazing. I also really liked Monet, like some of those classics. So as far as the museum, I mean, our museum here is great,
Yeah.
but I do love, I've had an opportunity over the past years to like travel, to different areas like Italy and to Spain, and I love all the architecture and stuff like that. I'm kind of a nerd. Like I could just literally go and look at buildings all day
Yeah.
and not even really look at much of anything else.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so let me ask you this. The market fluctuates so much. There's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. We hear all these reports of interest rates and the economy is going to go here or it's going to go there. How's the real estate market doing? How's new construction? How's it all working out?
Well, I mean, naturally, right
Hey,
now it's
re
January.
real quick, I think your
Yeah.
camera just went off.
Oh, gosh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure that yeah, we can
Oh,
get back on
are we
there.
back? Okay.
Not yet. No, it still says your name.
Okay. Hold on.
No, you're
Am
good.
I
Take your time.
sorry about that? We
Oh, it's all
lost
good.
me. Am I back yet?
No, it's just like it blipped off and went away.
Well,
Um,
what the heck?
if
Let's
you
see.
want, you could exit out and come back in. Maybe there's some kind of weird, because I'm still recording. Oh, there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
I
good.
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we could just start over with that. So there's
Okay.
all these different fluctuations that happen in real estate. We
Yeah.
hear all these reports of interest rates and how the economy is doing, but at the end of the day, right now at the early goes of 2026, how is the
Yeah.
market? What's going on?
So to be honest, I mean it's slow. January is naturally a little bit slower, but rates are honestly looking pretty good.
Yeah.
They really are. So I would say this year versus like last year, just to compare, a year difference, it's much busier. I've seen people already out looking, already showing interest, wanting to build, even just wanting, to look at resale homes. So uh, I feel like spring market has already kind of arrived in some forms. Like it's been pretty busy. I'm hearing that from other agents too.
So Talk to me a little bit about when you look at your career, what are you the proudest of? And just overall, when you look at everywhere you've gone, everything that you've evolved to now, what rises to the top? What are you the proudest of?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, honestly, I know this sounds so silly, but like I'm honestly just mostly proud of myself because I've had to start completely over. And it was mixed with so many emotions and fears. And I wasn't really sure, how it was going to go. I was very uncertain. And I just kind of really have found like my niche and it's taken off and it's been the biggest blessing for not only myself, but also for my daughters.
Okay, Brooke, so everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, colleagues, everyone that knows you, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Um, who do I think I am? I don't know. I've never really thought about that. Um, honestly, I feel like I try and give everybody the best version of me every day I possibly can, no matter who you are. And you're going to get the same version of me no matter who you are too. I really, um, I love hard. I work hard. And so I don't feel like anybody, no matter who you are, family, kids, coworker, I feel like everybody has the same version of me. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
I don't change myself for anybody. Um, I definitely have a lot more confidence. I didn't used to have so much confidence. And so, um, I was just saying the other day that sometimes maybe my confidence comes across as in my voice. I didn't used to speak up all that much either. And so I found a few things that maybe people are like, "Oh, who's this? You didn't ever used to voice an opinion or say much of anything." But I feel like as I've gotten older and just found more, to be comfortable within who I am, that I found more of this voice and more of this confidence. And I think it's a good thing.
Absolutely. So, what's the ideal client out there that should be coming to you if they want to buy?
So honestly, the ideal client right now, I work in new construction. So I do have a ton of knowledge in new construction in any capacity, to be honest with you. I've done that for 6 years. But resale, I'm also able to do as well. If you're relocating here to Kansas City, I'd be another great option for you. So, yeah,
Okay. Excellent. So if anybody wants to reach out, they're ready for the next step, they want to hire you, they want to get in there and ask questions, where do they go?
I'd say the biggest thing, I'm on LinkedIn, just my name, Brooke Marsalla. I'm also on Instagram as Brooke Marsalla as well, Facebook. And then you could always shoot me an email, brooke.marsalla@ReeceNichols.com. So I would be happy and would love to help anybody.
Okay. Excellent. I will put all these links in the show notes. Brooke, so great to meet you. Thank you so much for your time, your story.
Yeah,
Best of luck. Have a wonderful new year.
thank you. So
Cool.
thanks for having me on.